Welcome to Chicago here. Yeah, then we got the Sea Dog coming by here. We're already at the Chicago River here. We got this nice view. Wrigley Building, the Tribune, and the Intercontinental Hotel. There's the DuSable, Michigan Avenue Bridge here. But yeah, here goes the Sea Dog heading by. We'll head down to the Riverwalk there. And we got 91 degrees here. It's a pretty hot day. June the 24th here, 2025. So here, let's head down to the Riverwalk and we'll see what's shaking there. Chris, thanks for tuning in there. Chris, were you able to see me? I was starting on Streamlabs there, but I was having trouble with my stream, and I was asking if you could hear me, but I didn't hear any feedback, so I assume you couldn't hear me on my other stream there. Taco, thanks for tuning in there. Taco, you heard me okay? I was having trouble on Streamlabs there, and I was asking Chris for feedback, but he wasn't able to hear or respond there. So thanks everybody there. Stephanie, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, we're using the YouTube app today, so we'll see how it goes. I'm still having problems with Streamlabs. One day Streamlabs will work, the next day it won't, and I don't understand why. But we'll use the YouTube app here, and we'll see if people join in here. Yeah, I know it's hot there. I got your good advice there, Taco. You know, I'm starting to get used to the heat because I already was streaming there in Texas, and even though it's been hot here in Chicago, that Texas heat got me ready for this Chicago heat. Hey, here's the Water and Reclamation District of Greater Chicago cleaning up the river here. Look at that, how it goes through there. Hey, see all the garbage they got in there, and they just like the Chicago street sweepers that clean the streets, this cleans the river, and we see this often at lunchtime, going up and down there. Hey, Mary Teresa. Oh, you didn't see anything. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, Chris, it was so weird. I started you know, I've been having trouble with my Streamlabs over the past week or so. And yeah, I saw you were in the chat there, but you couldn't hear or see me, and I couldn't hear or see you. So that's why we're using the YouTube app here. We'll head along the Riverwalk here. We'll still get our lunch walk in. I'll try not to go indoors. That's the only drawback of using the YouTube app, is sometimes when I go indoors, it knocks the resolution down, and then you never get it back. And that's the positive, negatives, everything. And so here we'll head along the Chicago Riverwalk here, and we'll have just a nice lunchtime cruise here. Yeah, we'll go by O'Brien's here. Hope you're staying cool. Yeah, some reliefs on the way. It's not going to be as hot tomorrow. Some rain's moving in the area. It's starting to get overcast. I checked the radar. Hopefully the rain won't hit until my lunch walk is over here. I think it's supposed to hit more towards 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And then we'll see what it looks like for the 5 o'clock, after 5 o'clock walk home there on TikTok there. But hey, Jeremy, Stephanie, D. Michael, Sebastian, Ava, thanks everybody. Krista's tuning in there. Yeah, Mary Therese, thanks for being on. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks. Nicole, yeah, that's great. Welcome to the Lunch Bunch, everybody here. Yeah, look at these boats. So we got a pleasure craft. We got Chicago's Emerald Lady there heading by. Yeah, people are trying to shield themselves from the sun there. They got a umbrella or something there. Look at that. Hey, there you go. There's the people in the speedboat here. How you doing? That's good. Hey, how you doing? That's great. They're waving to us. Oh, it feels good under the bridge here. Yeah, you can feel the coolness of the water. Thanks, D. Michael. Thanks for tuning in there. Appreciate it. You're on the St. Johns River in Florida. That's a beautiful river there. Yeah, the St. Johns River. Is that the one that goes up to Jacksonville there on the eastern side of Florida Peninsula there? That's great. Yeah, I bet there's some good fishing there. Bet it's hot in Florida. It's hot in Chicago. I know if it's hot in Chicago, it's hot in Florida. But hey, we'll Chicago Brew House here. People sitting here. Here goes Leela. Yeah, Leela's heading by. Rita Towers, Chicago Riverwalk here. Yeah, here's the Vietnam War Memorial here. Hey, people taking architectural cruise there. And yeah, you can sit in the shade here. This is a nice spot here. You can sit on the little bench here and watch the boats go by. Yeah, Powder Girl, how you doing there? Key to God, how you doing? Janelli, Pretty Bear, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah, by Jacksonville, brackish water. You got reds, flounders, trout, Spanish mackerel from the dock. You can fish right from the dock. That's good. Thanks for tuning in there. Chicago Snow Bunny, there you go. Is that somebody's channel? Is that their name? Yeah, we'll look into that. Look, they got a section here. So this is the State Street Bridge. They're working on it. You see how there looks like a skylights in the bridge there? They took a piece out of it. We saw them welding. Look at that nice view back to the Wrigley building here. We'll head under the Marina Towers here. Chicago Riverwalk. Yeah, good afternoon there. But yeah, it's not as hot as yesterday. Yesterday it was hotter. And I don't know, it's amazing what a difference 5 degrees makes, but it helps out. Hey, there's people in the pink boat there. They're going to take the pink boat out there so you can rent these boats there. They'll set you up. Easy way to get on the river here. And see, there's positives to renting, there's negatives to renting. Right. There's positives to owning a boat, and there's negatives to owning a boat. What you got to do with it in the wintertime, you know? So, hey, here's somebody docked up here, City Winery. There goes the Star of Chicago. Just another victim. So open source agriculture. I know we have different political opinions, and you kind of, I think that was your point. You were trying to aggravate me the last time there. Just hopefully you can just enjoy the Riverwalk here. Thanks for tuning in. We're not trying to have a political roundtable every time we stream here. I was talking about geopolitical events, but then we offend the TikTok audience that wants to just talk about like love and peace and happiness and turn off the news and tune out. And there's the Wendella. Hey, look at that. Yeah, 90 years. Wendella Tours, how you doing here? Look at the happy people here just enjoying a cruise down the river here. Yeah, look at those vintage skyscrapers. You look to the top there. And there's Chicago's leading lady heading by the legal seafoods there. Yeah, Naya, how you doing there? Dolores. Mary Therese. Lorraine's tuning in there. Hey, Dolores. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Jeremy. Yeah, the river looks green. It looks green even though it's not dyed. Maybe it's because the leading lady there with the Emerald Ladies heading through there. So here, the Tiny Tap. Yeah, there's a few people here having lunch here. Christopher, how you doing there? Sheridan, how you doing there? Yeah, it's good to take a walk along the river here. We haven't done it in a while. Well, we were along the Riverwalk further east. We just haven't done this section in a while. Some of the other great Chicago live streamers covered. Christopher, you covered this when you came to Chicago. I was glad to see your perspective of it there. And you've been here several times. But here's Tiny Tap. Yeah, you can sit there right there by the water and watch the boats go by. Yeah, Clay, how you doing there? Robin Van Rugen. Yeah, great architecture. There's the RPMC, but that's Quake Road's building right there. There's Bertrand Goldberg's Marina Towers there. And yeah, there's some of the R.R. Donnelly, the Leo Burnett building, the advertising firms here in Chicago. Hey, look at that fish. There's a big carp right there. Look at the Florida guy tuning in from Florida. That's a giant carp right there. Hopefully it's not an Asian carp, the one's trying to get up the Ojai River. I think that's just your regular carp there. And right here in the Chicago River. There are people fishing. Usually there's people fishing like in these general areas here. Here we got some kayakers here. Yeah, Caroline there. So here we'll head past the seating wall here. People walking the dogs. Yeah, 91 degrees here. Welcome to Chicago, Chicago Riverwalk here. We got, what time we got here? That's why I don't like using the YouTube app. It doesn't have the time there. Here, 12:15 in the PM here, lunch hour. Yeah, people sitting here on the wall. Very nice. There you look at the Britannica building. This is where the Eastland disaster was at. We talked about the history of that. We'll head over towards these kayakers and see what's shaking there. Oops, I don't want to get this photo there. Yeah, kayaking right in the middle of the river there. Just got to make sure the barges don't hit you. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Thanks for being on duty. It's a big duty, but somebody had to do it. Yeah. It's pretty here around the rivers. Yeah, people always come here and sit here. So relaxing here watching the kayakers. Yeah, I was talking with Ernie. So they used to do fireworks tours with the kayaks, and there would be like literally dozens and dozens, and like it seemed like hundreds of kayaks would show up for the fireworks, but they're not doing it this year. I guess they got so congested and people complained, or they were worried about the safety of the kayakers at night, you know, and so I guess the touring companies, they're not doing the fireworks canoe kayak tours, but you could take the risk and do it with your own kayak, I guess. But here we're heading under LaSalle Street, Basquiat Bridge. Here comes a pontoon boat. So you can rent these pontoon boats. It's an easy way to get on the river too. You got a lot more space there. Hey, they got the fountains on here. Yeah, Sweet Home Gelato. They got these pedal boats here. Yeah, you got 100 degrees. New York City, you're getting the heat. You're in the heater now. So, yeah, that's brutally hot temperature there for New York City, 100 degrees. That's the actual temperature, right? Even before the heat index. And here we had our share of the heat there. Thanks, Christopher. Thanks for the little gift there. I was able to see it. I was able to see the little yellow dew there. That was great. Thanks for the gifts there, everybody there. Who else sent it there? It was the happy poop. Thanks. Thanks for the floating heart. Thanks for the happy poop there. That was a nice gift there. Yeah. See, they got little fountains here. It flows over the side there. Yeah, the little splash thing for the kids, which is nice. The water's so shallow, no one, you just got to worry about slipping. Hey, there's the water taxi. Head through. Hey, Chicago Riverwalk. Hope you're having a good day here. 91 degrees here. And we'll just head over to the confluence. And we'll head back through the loop. I think they're doing the Argentinian flag raising at Daily Plaza. They have various cultural events all throughout the summer. And, maybe we'll catch, I think there might be some cultural dances or something going on there, so maybe we'll cruise through there on the way back. Yeah. Happy poop. Hey, they got some chairs here. Look, they got the Brews and Bites. Yeah, Brews and Bites, B&B. Yeah, the merchandise mart. Yeah, you got a bar here, you got all the tables here. Yeah, look at this large barge coming through here, the Voyager. See, they got the floating aquatic plants here. hydroponics. Yeah, just a powder girl. Chris, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in there. Hope everything's going well there. Yeah, it's hot. But the Cubs lost last night, and the White Sox lost. Cubs lost to St. Louis. Hey, look, he's kayaking reverse. It's because he's leading the group there. There, look at that. Yeah, watch it. Yeah, now the sun's coming out. Yeah, the giddy up. There goes the water taxi.
All the way to Lake Michigan without having to step up to the upper street there, upper Wacker there. All right.
Summer breeze.
Building, then we'll continue back towards our stop. Merchandise Mart Building. At the time of its completion in 1930, it was the largest building in the world. Not the tallest at the time, but the largest, taking up the place of 2.5 city blocks. Over 4 million square feet of office space and hallways run through this building. I won't go into all the specifics because there's a lot of them. I will say a few things though. Here. This, a year prior to its completion, in 1929, the stock market crash forcing many business owners to either sell their businesses or their buildings. In this case, the Marshall Fields Company had to sell the building for a third of the price of the building built earlier that century.
Yeah, they sold it to the Kennedy family, and we've talked about that before. You heard the architectural, or the kayaker leading the architectural tour there on the kayaks. They're talking about the Merchandise Mart. Yeah, the original builders of the Merchandise Mart, Marshall Field and his associates, their business associates, sold it to the Kennedy family because Joe Kennedy, the father of RFK and JFK, sold his stocks and had capital during the depths of the Great Depression and was able to buy it. It was one of the most profitable properties of the Kennedy family. They eventually sold it. Here's the confluence of the north and south branches of the Chicago River. There's the Salesforce Tower. Look how the clouds hit it here. And yeah, it sounds like the diddler's tuning in from North Korea there. What, you miss North Korea? You miss Jim Kung Young on there? Is he your dear leader there? This is the United States of America. So do your worst. I'm used to like Americans bashing America. Americans bashing other Americans. After 2 years of live streaming, you think you would your faith in humanity would increase, but no, it goes down. You realize we're all doomed to answer the same question over and over again. Hey, there's the Merchandise Mart. Look at these beautiful clouds. Yeah, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, let's head over here. What time we got here? We got plenty of time here. Riding the scooter here. People sitting in the deck chairs here. Yeah, thanks for tuning in here. Hope you're having a good Tuesday here. We got 12:23 in the PM here, 91 degrees. Here comes the pink line heading across the Lake Street there. There, we'll get that heading across the river here. You're the bunker buster. There you go. You got the bunker buster bomb in your pants there. That's good. So hey, you can do your service to the world, America there. Your significant other. That's good. So there's people in the lounge chairs here. Hey, here comes Lucia. Lucia's stinking up behind us here. Hey, a cool breeze. There's the Sears Tower there. Look at that, looking down Wacker Drive. We'll go up to Lake Street there. We'll head over towards that College Trava spire and we'll get a good view back. the Chicago River here, the main channel. This is the South Branch. This is the North Branch. And the water flows that way. It used to flow into the lake. They reversed it over 100 years ago. And that's why we showed that Centennial Fountain there yesterday. Look at these beautiful clouds. There is rain moving in the area. It's raining on the south side. Yeah, I know there's rain. You know, I might get wet, but by the time this stream is over, but it'll feel good. It'll help me cool down here. But yeah, thanks for muting that there, Chris. I knew it was gonna be nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. See, any sign of niceness is considered weakness. You know. If you're polite, it's considered weakness. If you're decent to your fellow human beings, you'll just be taken advantage of and used for fodder. But here we're crossing Lake Street here. This is where we were just at. There's the train heading across the Wells Street there. Yeah, look at the confluence there, the Wolf Point, Salesforce Tower. There's the trapdoors. Watch out for the trapdoors. Yeah, thanks Caroline and Michael. Thank you for being nice. Clouds are, I appreciate my mods, and Chris has been with me for a long time. We've seen it all. We've seen it all, that even the trolls aren't original. Like, the trolls think they're being original, but they regurgitate the same stuff that other trolls did before them. And they're not even original with their trolling. And they think they are, just like I think I'm original, but I'm not. I copied other live streamers from New York, and now, you know, now everybody's copying each other. It's just, you know, I guess imitation is the best form of flattery. I'm no different. And we all doing the best we can here. I'm glad we got more Chicago live streamers helping out here. Share the wealth here. No one has a monopoly on content or the city here. We all share it. Look at the nice sky there. Yeah, we'll get this boat heading around here. Calatrava sculpture. There it is. Fort Dearborn. Yeah, look how little that boat looks there compared to that high-rise there. Yeah, look, one train goes one way, one goes the other. Look at that. Scenes of the city. That's the Wells Street. Probably a brown line heading south and a brown line heading north. Yeah, the sun's really bright this time of year because we just passed the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. So this is the brightest the sun gets for Chicago. We're pointing towards the sun. You know, the earth leans 23 degrees on an axis. And that's why we got seasons. So the further north you go, if you go up above the Arctic Circle, you got 24 hours of daylight right now. Sun never sets. There's that bridge in the upright position. We've got a cool breeze here. Here's this Calatrava corkscrew. It looks like a fuzzy navel there. Hey, they're sprinkling the grass there. Hey, look at this view. If we get out here, we can look straight down the main channel of the Chicago River there. There's the Dave Matthews Bridge there, Kinsey Street Bridge, where the Dave Matthews incident happened. Hey, look at, yeah, these big thunderheads are rolling in here. So there's blue skies with big thunderheads and rain. I hear the southern suburbs, maybe the southwestern suburbs, are already getting some rain. We're getting sprinkles here from the sprinklers. But look at that. That's what I walked for. You know, now we can see the St. Regis and the Trump Tower looking east along the main branch there. There it is. So here, let's head back this way. See, the YouTube app, it just, when I go to pinch and zoom there, it snaps. That's one of the things I don't like about it. But is the resolution okay? As long as I don't go inside of a building like we went in the Bridge House and it knocked down the resolution. That's what worries me about using the YouTube app, but my Streamlabs is still giving me fits. No, I don't stay in any downtown hotels, the Trump Tower or any of the other hotels, because I live in Chicago. I have a apartment here, so, and probably the Trump Tower would be like one of the last ones I would possibly stay, even if I could afford it. Here's the Green Line heading west here on Lake Street. There's the Green Line heading towards the loop there. Look at that. Yeah, scenes of the city here. Quality's good. Yeah, I maybe you're getting rich in Trump's America. I'm not. I didn't get rich in Biden's America either. So, you know, I couldn't afford the Trump Tower during the Biden administration. I can't afford it during the Trump. So I'm not trying to make a political statement by saying that. It's just, I would stay in the Intercontinental Hotel. The reason I would stay in the Intercontinental Hotel, not only does it have Michael Jordan's restaurant, it has a pool on the 17th floor, a beautiful Gilded Age, Great Gatsby pool, and it's probably cheaper. It's on Michigan Avenue. I think it's actually a better location than the Trump Tower. Trump Tower is fine. It's beautiful. It has a nice roof terrace. The last time I went to the Trump Tower was about 2010 or 2011, shortly after it opened. And I went to the roof terrace to see the view there with one of my friends there on the 16th floor. I had recently stopped drinking, and so I started ordering Diet Cokes there. They charged me $8 for every single Diet Coke, and I said, look, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm here with my friends that are drinking alcohol, and we've got a big bar tab. Do you have to charge me for every single Diet Coke? And they said there wasn't free refills. And so I ended up paying like 50 bucks, or no, 40 bucks for five Diet Cokes over the course of 2 hours. I was drinking with friends there, and I tipped my waitress, but I'm not going to pay that much for Diet Coke. And that's my experience of the Trump Tower there. So if they charge that much for Diet Cokes, imagine how much they charge for everything else there. I would not stay at the Peninsula Hotel either. It shows you it's deeper than politics. The Peninsula Hotel, they looked me up and down and realized I didn't look like money, and the staff at the Peninsula treated me like crap. So, you know, when you get in those high-end hotels, there are true millionaires and billionaires, and if you think you can rub shoulders with the people that look down on the rest of society and control the levers of Wall Street, but I guess you probably feel like you belong to that club, which I understand that's part of the whole persona there. But hey, thanks. It's the same reason I don't feel welcome in the Playpen. All the millionaires there on their boats there with the bikini-clad, beautiful people. You know, that's not me. You know, I'll film it from afar. I'm just your working class hillbilly here living in the city. But hey, we're having a good time here. We're the small shamal, the porter here, the brown bag here. We'll head right back through the loop here. No, I don't go to the suburbs. Man, you got a lot of questions there. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. So here, here's the Bank of America Tower. There's where Boeing used to be. Yeah, I was out of town when the protests were going on, so I have no idea what they were chanting. I was in Texas with my father for Father's Day, and we had a good time down there. So I also stream on TikTok. Brian Really Chicago, the same thing. I do this at lunchtime here on YouTube. If you're new to my stream, thanks for tuning in here. And we're gonna head straight through the loop here. On our way back, we'll walk back Randolph. and we'll probably stop by Daily Plaza there to see if I think they got the Argentinian flag raising. They always have cultural events there, and then Thursdays they do the farmers market. They didn't do it last Thursday because it was Juneteenth. We tried to see if they were, but and then Fridays they had the food trucks. We were able to see that. So here we'll get you a view to there's the Sears Tower. Sears Tower looking down the Wacker Drive here. We'll get a better view to it once we get over to Franklin here. It's pretty hot today, 91 degrees. How's everybody doing here? Randolph and Wacker Drive. Yeah, the Sears. So it's no longer called the Willis Tower because from what I understand, the Willis lost their naming rights. They only paid through 2025. It was a timed lease there, so I don't even know what they're going to call it. Has anybody heard? I don't think it's still called the Sears Tower because it's probably just the address, but most Chicagoans call it the Sears Tower, including me, because that's the name of the company that built it. And here we'll head underneath the 155 North Wacker. Look at this. Look how nice it is. People are sitting out here enjoying the heat and having a lunch under the canopy here. And you got outdoor seating here. Yeah, people actually working in the loop here on a Tuesday. Hey, how you doing there, Drac? Yeah, thanks for tuning in there. Caroline. Yeah. Michael Anderson, Marcus. How's everybody doing here? Yeah. Yeah, that's the way the world is. People judge you by your looks, or that was the whole part of the counterculture. Is that like think of punk rock. It was supposed to be like, inverted everything. Like people didn't care what people looked like, and it was purposely meant to be shocking. To kind of turn everything on its head. But then it became a character of itself, just like the hippies or hip hop culture. Everybody gets stereotyped and becomes a clone of whoever started the whole thing, and then everybody moves on to the next fashion trend. But it's deeper than fashion. If you're really committed to it, it's a true lifestyle choice. Like if you live the punk rock lifestyle, you really live the lifestyle. It was more than just fashion. Same with the hippie lifestyle or alternative lifestyles or hip hop culture. You really live the lifestyle. You don't just pretend to dress up for Halloween, But hey, there's the Sears Tower. Looking down Franklin Street, there's a nice clear view to it. And Loop of Chicago here. Randolph and Franklin. Here, people sitting underneath, again, the CNA building here. They got a nice outdoor plaza over there. Yeah, we'll head past the Cadillac Palace here. MJ the Musical, August 12th to 31st. They're bringing it back. They had it earlier, but it didn't last long, and I guess they're bringing it back here. MJ the Musical there. Yeah, there's your sounds of the city. Loop of Chicago. But if you missed it earlier, you can rewind it. We went along the Riverwalk, and then we're heading back here. Yeah, poser. Nothing but a poser. Hey, here we got a sock. We got a windsock here. Something's open here. Yeah, let's check out the windsock guy here, Wells and Randolph. Something grand opening here. Something's now open. I just want to film the windsock. I guess it's a Dunkin' Donuts here. Hey, how you doing there, windsock? You having fun? Yeah. Now open. Pita. That's what it's advertising there. So here we'll head across. This is Wells Street. Remember the Blues Brothers? Look how the light filters through the tracks there. That's nice. Yeah, look at that. Good times inside. Hey, you got some outdoor seating here. Randolph Tavern. Yeah, there's housing in this. They converted this from offices to housing, 188. more people living in the loop than ever. They took a lot of commercial spaces and converted them to housing. But this is a hotel. This is the Hotel Allegro above the Cadillac Palace. A lot of the theaters are combined with either offices or hotels above them, or even residential sometimes. Hey, the State of Illinois building. There's so many different State of Illinois buildings, but they even call the Thompson Center the State of Illinois building. Across the street and film the construction progress here. We're here at Cadillac Palace Theater here. They got Beauty and the Beast going on. There's the marquee there. Sir Elton. Yeah, I got reruns. We got plenty of content from other areas of the city here. But usually at lunchtime here on YouTube, I film stuff that's convenient to me. Duh, I have an office job. I work for an architecture and engineering firm downtown. I take an hour off for lunch to stream this here. And part of it's for me just to check, like the progress here. The curtain wall, they're nearing the top here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stories on the curtain wall of this like 15-story building here. And this is the Thompson Center across from City Hall. Here, let's get across the street here real quick. Then we'll be able to cross and see the Board of Trade here. So here, Cadillac Palace. This is Randolph looking west. Here's LaSalle Street looking south. And there's that beautiful view to the Chicago Board of Trade there. The financial heart of Chicago there. Commodities Exchange. They filmed the Batman movies, the Dark Knight there. They filmed Public Enemies there with Johnny Depp. They filmed The Untouchables that way. Road to Perdition. Here's the Thompson Center. So you see how they're replacing the curtain wall here. Melmagnon's the architect for the Thompson Center here. It's been renovated by Google. They totally removed the glass, and there's an atrium, and they're replacing all the glass there because it was always problematic. There's the train heading through the loop there. But I can't wait till they get this reopened. They got the food court there. Someday hopefully we'll be able to go in the food court, show you what it looks like. They still got the train stations open. You can still connect to the Blue Line and all the trains on the loop there at Clark and Lake Station above. Here's the City Hall building here, Cook County building on one side, City Hall on the other, loop of Chicago. Yeah, the Exchange, what is that, like video games? They got video game store. Yeah, there's exchanges all over the city here. Yeah, the Board of Trade there. Oz never gave nothing to the Tin Man. Yeah, we filmed the statues there in Oz Park. Yeah, let's head over to Daily Plaza. What time is it here? See, there's that atrium for the Thompson Center here. I'll stay in the shadow here. 1906, that's when they built the City Hall here. 1242. Yeah, let's head over to Daily Plaza. See what's happening with the Argentinian flag raising. I think that's going on today. Maybe I got my days wrong here. We'll see. Let's go across. I think we can cross here. Yeah, we got the light. So, hey, City Hall. It's looking south on Clark Street. And we'll head over here to Daily Plaza. The Third Musketeer. Oh, your brother does investment banking. There you go. Yeah, so I'm sure your brother knows about the Board of Trade, the Merc, the Mercantile Exchange, the largest futures market. Every morning, CNBC, they cut to Rick Santelli, and he's in Chicago, and he's probably at the Merc there, because the Board of Trade, it's pretty much all electronic here. Yeah, they got absolutely nothing going on here. I went to the event calendar. It said the Argentinian flag raising. I must have had the wrong day there. So they got the flags for the Pride Month over there. So nothing's going on at Daily Plaza. So here, we'll stay in the shade here. We'll head along the edge here. We'll show you the City Hall here, Daily Plaza. Hey, we'll head around the fountain. I feel like jumping in the fountain. We saw the ground fountain yesterday, spitting water out on the screaming kids there, playing in the splash fountain. There's the Picasso. Hey, people sitting in the shade here, enjoying the fountains here. Pigeons getting a drink of water. Yeah, Daily Plaza, they got the flags at half staff. Hey, he's waving to me. So here, we'll head right through here. Daily Center there, Cook County Courthouses is where I got to go to do jury duty. Not always, sometimes I have to go out to Rolling Meadows or Maywood, all part of Cook County court system there. Here at Daily Plaza, nothing's going on. They must have canceled it from the heat. Yeah, the old buildings there. Look at the First Methodist Church there, tallest church. So you can climb right on the Picasso there. There's the Picasso statue. They got that Picasso there on the Daily Plaza. What's it look like? Everybody has a theory of what it looks like. Here's your forecast here. Channel 2 News here. Let's see what the forecast looks like for Chicago here. Periods of storm likely. Today 94. So here's your CBS Channel 2 forecast. Tonight 70 degrees. Here's your Chicago forecast. Here's your 7-day. 94, 81. It's only gonna be 81 tomorrow. 81, 80 on Friday. Get out of the way there. 89, 92, 86. That's not too bad. There's 7-day forecast there. CBS News here in Chicago. See, they got the curtains drawn there, but that's usually where they got. Sometimes they got those open, and you can look in there and see the live broadcast. So here we'll head straight back up to Randolph. We'll leave Daily Plaza. What's going on here? We'll head back towards Michigan Avenue. That's a hot one. Oh, that meteorologist you used to work in Austin, you recognize them? Yeah, I guess people move around to different... Yeah, you can see the weather there right from the plaza. Oh, there goes the bike. That guy was flying. Oh, you were at Daily Plaza the day the Blues Brothers filmed the famous scene there. Tom Fontaine, that's awesome. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Like Chris and I went down to 95th Street. We saw the bridge where they ramped it there, and they actually lifted it. That's why I was screaming like a little schoolgirl there. I was so excited. The people lived down there in East Chicago. I said, you two guys were the only two guys that were excited to see that bridge go up. We hate when that bridge goes up because we have to wait on it to cross, you know. But yeah, that's amazing. You saw them film the Blues Brothers. Yeah, you could see in the movie there was a bunch of people like on the sidewalk there. That might have been you. You might have been like an extra in there. I know they used all the National Guard there chasing the Blues Brothers. The Blues Brothers. I want to say it like Aretha Franklin. Your 4 fried chickens and your dry toast. Here, Randolph and Dearborn here. Yeah, the Nederlander here. We'll head right under the Nederlander Theater marquee here. Hey, the Goodman Theater. They got Peterino's here, classic Italian restaurant here. Make sure there's no bikes in the bike lane here. So here's Dearborn Street looking south, Randolph, the Nederlander, Goodman Theater, Dearborn looking north. Look at these historic buildings here.
I get it enough. I think what we should do is
Hey, your theater's in Zani. You live in Austin, moving to Chicago in 3 weeks. Oh, Emma, hey, that's great. Yeah, I even live streamed in Austin. I was there like not this past holiday season, into 2023. I did some live streaming from Austin, and we actually I went up to 6th Street there, went up to the little bluffs by the river there. We hiked around a little bit and went along. You got a Riverwalk that goes along, what is that, Lady Bird Lake? the Colorado River that flows through Austin, Texas. That's nice. But hey, moving to Chicago in the summertime, it's a good time to make a move here. Yeah, Fahrenheit's weird. Why is the United States the last country to use the British measuring system that even the British don't use? The British are on the metric system. We were supposed to switch in 1986, but we didn't. And yeah, it's 90 plus degrees here. What is that, 30, upper 30 something Celsius? I'm bad with my conversions too. But here's the former Marshall Fields here. There goes the train there. Now it's Macy's, but this is the CTA train there crossing Randolph. Yeah, let's head up past the Chicago Theater here. They switched it back. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum's back on the marquee. They changed it, and yeah, we'll go past the Gene Siskel Film Center here. We're back on State Street. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum and the Mildred is coming to Chicago Theater July 2nd there, just before the NASCAR there. Daniel Tosh, June 25th and 26th. The Rose, Jeezy, August 9th. Here's the Red Line station, subway station. And there's the elevated, you can transfer to the State and Lake there. But here's the Chicago Theater, Jeff Goldblum. See the Jewelers building in the background. That's okay. Thanks for tuning in, Isaiah. And there's Chicago Theater. Jeff Goldblum and the Mildred Schnitzer Orchestra, July the 2nd. Am I saying that right? There, welcome to your State Street Studios, Channel 7 News. They filming the live broadcast, doesn't look like it. Neapolitan ice cream, there you go. Yeah, nice theater there, Chicago Theater. Yeah, look at it. Right next to the Chicago, the Medieval Torture Museum's right there. There's the Medieval Torture Museum right next to the Chicago Theater here on State Street. Francis Ford Coppola and Megalopolis screening, July 25th. So Francis Ford Coppola and Jeff Goldblum's going to be at the Chicago Theater. That's amazing. So here we'll head across Lake Street. There's the train. Round in the bend there. Yeah, we'll cross here. Back under the elevated tracks here. Hey, it's starting to cool down. As soon as these clouds come over, the temperature just drops because it was really steamy in the sun, and it feels a little cooler here. Now we're in the overcast, so the rain's moving in here. So I'm gonna get back to work here. What time we got here? Here's the WIT. Yeah, we got 12:52, perfect timing here. So we'll head back to Michigan Avenue. We'll cross State Street here. 13-foot clearance, that's the clearance you got under the elevated train tracks. The WIT Hotel, there's the Marina Towers. We saw them earlier when we were on the Riverwalk. You're not feeling too good? Yeah, I hope you feel better there, D-Mike, on everybody else. Thanks for being in the live here. There's the orange line pulled into the station. If I cross the street here, you might be able to see it round in the bend here. There, look at that. There's the green line. The green line goes one way. And we'll see the orange line go the other direction. Look at this. Scenes of the city. Yeah. Man, it's squeaky. That's the orange line heading around the curve here, Wabash and Lake Street, making a lot of noise. We'll get straight across the street here. And here's Wabash. You can look down Wabash. Look at all those nice buildings there. The Pittsfield building. Yeah, we'll get across the street here. Pabst Blue Ribbon, PBR. They're delivering the kegs of PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Not Heineken, PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Elephant Castle. There's the Trump Tower. There's the Jewelers Building, Harold Washington College. So here, we'll head across the street here. Here's the Virgin Hotels. Hey, I'll show you. They got the Lips couch. They got it back out. No, they don't have. Oh, they don't have the. No, they do have the Lips couch. Somebody's sitting on it. Here's the Brown line heading around the curve of the loop here. Here, let me just show you the Lips couch here. Somebody's sitting on it. Yeah, thanks for the good anecdote. Here's the Lips couch. How you doing there? Sitting on the Lips couch, the Virgin Hotels. I didn't want to freak out the nice woman there. I'm talking on the phone. She's like, "Why is this guy filming me?" Because you're sitting on a Lips couch. It's like the Rolling Stone Lips couch. Here, Club's quarters. This could be you, Virgin Hotels. So here, we'll head back to Michigan Avenue. Yeah, made the Budweiser. Oh, we get jokes. That's good. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a good Tuesday here. Yeah, I guess we're still 90 degrees. It feels a little better that now these clouds are rolling in. It just means the rain's heading in. Temperature's supposed to drop a little bit, but hopefully the rain will be over by the time I do my walk home there at 5 o'clock. And but hey, yesterday we went down Garland Court, so if you want to see what the lower levels of Michigan Whacker and all that stuff there, you can check that out. And the rerun, go to the live tab there on my YouTube page. And I appreciate it for people watching the reruns. If you got time, if you're bored, I appreciate watching it live. I know live's the real value. We get to interact with the comments there. Yeah. So Tom, I'm gonna head back to work. So thanks for tuning in. If you missed it, you can always watch the reruns there. And I never got so much free advice. People tell me what to do. And oh yeah, so here we're back to Lake in Michigan here. And look at that, Michigan Plaza. See, we were in Millennium Park here yesterday. Hey, the DoorDash here. Look at that. And, we're just waiting across the street. We got 6 seconds here. Yeah, there's plenty of other content to watch. You can watch the other Chicago live streamers or other New York live streamers or other cities throughout the world. Isn't that amazing? We get tune in and there's always something being streamed that's worth watching. Here's the Prudential. Yeah, there's that mural there, the Hazel Johnson mural they put on the first Prudential, the older Prudential building. Nando's and Nutella's. Yeah, I'm gonna head back to work here. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. There's the Wrigley building. Looking up Michigan Avenue, we get that nice view. Looking straight up Michigan Avenue. Have a great day there. We'll be on TikTok after 5 o'clock tonight. The same handle there, Brian Really Chicago. Thanks to everybody on the lunch bunch there. If I missed your comments there, sorry about that. We'll try to get it next time. Thanks to all the mods. And have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you after 5 here on TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day there. The danger zones. Everybody wants to know the danger zones. Well, here, go to the Mideast, go to Ukraine. There's the danger zones. We'll talk to you later. All right, bye.